Hello and welcome to the Medicare Minute. We'll have another episode, and today's is pretty good. What we're going to talk about is Part A. You want to know what Part A is. That's why you click this video. You have Part A, Part B, Part C, Part D, then you have Plan A, Plan F, Plan N, Plan G. It sounds like alphabet soup if you're not familiar with it. But today we're going to expand a little bit on what Part A is, what you can expect out of Part A, what Part A covers, what it doesn't cover, and will you be getting Part A? How much does it cost for you? Most people get Part A, some people don't. Some people actually have to go out and buy it, believe it or not. And that's very unfortunate because it's not cheap. Okay, so let's discuss what Part A is. Part A, when you think of Part A, think of hospital, skilled nursing facilities, long-term care. Okay, so it's the major expenses that you'd be concerned with. Part B goes into more doctor office visits, things of that nature. Part A is the big ticket items. A, number one, big ticket items. That's how you can kind of keep it straight in your mind. That's what Part A is all about. Now, we go ahead and start covering these three major segments that's laid out by Medicare on the government website. You can follow along if you wish. And those would be inpatient hospital care, skilled nursing facilities, and long-term care. Okay, so let's go over some of these. Inpatient hospital care. First off, if you have inpatient hospital care, that would be, let's say you go in for an emergency procedure, they keep you there, you've been admitted, or something else of that nature where you actually have to stay in the hospital. Some of the finer points, the government doesn't necessarily see the need for you to have your own private room, so expect to have a roomie. The second point is you don't necessarily need TV to be well, and you don't necessarily need a phone to be well, so if those are accoutrements that you wish to garner in your residence temporarily, those may end up being out of your own pocket. Day 1 through 60, you have a co-insurance for each benefit period. We'll get to that in another video, of $0. However, there is a deductible of $1,408 as of this videotape in 2020 that you will be paying out of pocket to go into those first 60 days. Now, those first 60 days, like I said, $0 as long as you can stay in there, you have a roommate, and you don't need television. Now, that covers meals, nursing, all the other stuff that you'd be accustomed to expect in a hospital stay. Alright, from days 61 to 90, you have a coinsurance of $352 per day. Okay, after 91 days, it gets even worse. That's why lots of people are very interested in Advantage plans or Medigap or supplement plans, because they help cover these gaps here that Medicare does not cover. So you got to expect, if you've stayed 10 days after the 60th day, that's a huge amount of money that no one really wants to pay. Right. So that takes care of your inpatient hospital care. Now let's discuss our skilled nursing facility. Okay, now this is going to be a special facility for rehabilitation purposes. So you can think of the fact perhaps we have physical therapy, occupational therapy, perhaps we had knee surgery and we have some physical therapy for a few days after that. That's what this type of facility would take care of. This happens after a qualified hospital stay, or you have a physician that has said, hey, this patient of mine needs to go to the skilled nursing facility, Medicare, it's time for you to go ahead and enact this sequence of payments. So what that's going to look like for you is days 1 through 20, $0. 21 through 100, you have $176 coinsurance per day. And after that, you bear all of the costs. This one doesn't necessarily have a deductible with it. But obviously you've already paid the deductible, especially if you've already been in a hospital and that was your qualifying stay. So don't worry, they got theirs somehow. I wouldn't cry for them quite yet. In long-term care, this is one that worries people a lot. Medicare is not really set up to take care of long-term care hospital services. And it's certainly not long-term care as far as nursing homes that you might expect. That's something different. You really need perhaps a different vehicle to take care of that if that's something that you're concerned with. But for this one, it's a little bit different. Long-term care days 1 through 60, a $1,364 deductible as of 2020 when we're shooting this video. Days 61 through 90, you have $341 co-insurance. After that, it's $682, and you have something called lifetime reserve days. You can look more into that and find out what all that means for you. Now, as far as who gets Part A, well, if you actually were working and paying into the Medicare and Social Security system, especially for what they call 40 qualifying quarters, you should be getting Part A automatically when you turn 65. Now, there's some people that actually only ended up getting 30 through 39 of those quarters, and if that's the case, they actually have to pay a premium of $252. And there's some people that actually have to buy Part A outright at $458 a month. Folks, that's almost $500 a month. You don't really want to do that. Perhaps there's a better option for you at that time if you're in that position. But Medigap coverage or Medicaid, depending on your situation, you may have some different options there. But you may actually want to look into a Medicare Advantage plan if you're at a point where you have to pay Part A premium. Maybe you can get all of your Medicare through that, but even still, there may be some issues there. So just be aware of what your situation is. If you've paid into Social Security for a long time, you've worked a steady job, most likely you can go ahead and get Part A automatically when you turn 65. If you have some gaps there in the last 40 qualifying quarters, maybe you need to look into that and decide, are you going to be getting that Part A premium free? Because that's very important in your retirement and financial planning. Okay, I hope this helps. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us. You can reach us by clicking the website link below. Fill out a contact form. We'll get back to you as soon as we can. Obviously, there's lots of resources at Medicare.gov, and there's plenty of people here on the internet to help you. I've seen lots of good resources as well. Be sure that you always look at your Medicare and you handbook for the current year. This stuff does change. And anything else, let us know, and please feel free to comment, like, or subscribe. Thank you for watching.